Most tomato growers are obsessed with soil quality, but that's exactly what's holding them back. The biggest mistake isn't bad soil, it's relying on soil at all. Soil introduces inconsistency, pests, nutrient lockout, and unpredictable water retention. That's why you can do everything right and still end up with weak plants and low yields. Once I stopped relying on soil for tomatoes, everything changed. Growth became faster, yields increased, and most importantly, results became consistent. Now, here's something that made this transition much easier. One of the biggest challenges when moving away from soil is managing organic waste and keeping nutrients clean and controlled. That's where I started using a compact electric composter in my kitchen. It processes scraps into a dry, stable material quickly without smell or mess. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. It solved the issue of inconsistent organic inputs and helped me maintain a cleaner system overall. But let's get into the method that tomato growers quietly avoid, because once you understand it, it changes how you grow completely. This is why soil is limiting your tomato yields. Soil seems natural, but honestly it's unpredictable. Nutrient levels fluctuate. Water doesn't distribute evenly. Microbial activity varies from one section to another. In raised beds, I've seen one plant thrive while another, just a foot away, struggles. Same watering, same sunlight, different results. That's because soil is not uniform. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. They need consistent access to nutrients, especially nitrogen early on, then phosphorus and potassium during flowering and fruiting. In soil, that consistency is hard to maintain. In a controlled system, it's not. So this is the simple system I switched to. I moved to a basic hydroponic setup. Not those complicated commercial systems you see online, but, a simplified version that actually works in real backyard conditions. You really don't need expensive equipment. I use a container, usually somewhere around 20 to 30 liters. Just a simple net pot or, honestly, even a perforated cup can hold the plant. And for the growing medium, something like cocoa coir or clay pebbles does the trick to support the roots. The roots grow down into a nutrient solution instead of a soil. That's the key difference here. Instead of searching for nutrients, the plant gets exactly what it needs, right when it needs it. Here's what most people don't tell you about hydroponics. It's not about replacing soil, it's about controlling variables. Water, nutrients, oxygen all become adjustable. That's why growth accelerates. In my system, I keep the nutrient solution at a stable level so roots can access both water and oxygen. If roots are fully submerged without oxygen, growth slows. If they're too dry, plants stress. Balance is everything, and once you dial that in, tomatoes respond fast. The exact nutrient approach that made the difference. This is where most beginners get it wrong. They either overcomplicate nutrients or underfeed plants. I keep it simple but precise. During early growth, I use a nitrogen-rich solution to push vegetative development. Once flowering starts, I shift toward higher potassium and phosphorus. But here's the detail that matters. I don't just dump nutrients into water, I monitor concentration. Too strong and roots burn, too weak and growth slows. In practical terms, I aim for a balanced solution that supports steady growth without spikes. You don't need lab equipment, but you do need consistency. That's something soil rarely gives you. This is where the results become obvious. Within the first 2 weeks, growth becomes noticeably faster. Leaves are larger, stems are thicker, and overall plant structure is stronger. By the time flowering begins, the difference is hard to ignore. More flowers, better fruit set, less drop-off. And, within about 60 days, yields can easily surpass what I used to get in soil, not just slightly better, significantly better. That's where the 3 times yield comes from. It's not a gimmick. It's really the result of removing limitations. But there's one mistake that will ruin everything: ignoring oxygen. Most people focus only on nutrients and forget that roots need air. In my setup, I always make sure part of the root system is exposed to air, or I use simple aeration to keep oxygen levels up. Without oxygen, roots suffocate, growth stalls. With proper oxygen, nutrient uptake increases dramatically. This is one of those details that separates average results from high-yield systems. This works even if you don't go fully soil-free. You don't have to abandon soil completely to benefit from this. I've tested hybrid systems where tomatoes start in soil but are later transitioned into a controlled feeding setup. Even partial control improves results. In containers, you can use coco-coir instead of soil and apply nutrient solutions manually. It's not fully hydroponic, but it gives you more control than traditional soil. The principle stays the same. Reduce variability, increase consistency. There's something else most growers overlook: root temperature. If your nutrient solution gets too warm, oxygen levels drop and root health declines. Too cold, and nutrient uptake slows. So I keep mine in a moderate range, avoiding direct sunlight on containers and insulating when necessary. This small adjustment honestly made a noticeable difference in plant health and yield. It's one of those details you only really learn by testing. Once you see this, you just won't go back. After running this system for a full growing cycle, going back to soil felt, pretty limiting. Watering schedules, nutrient guesswork, inconsistent growth, it all becomes obvious. That doesn't mean soil has no place. It does. But for crops like tomatoes that demand consistency, controlled systems simply perform better. And once you understand how to manage nutrients, water, and oxygen, the process becomes, honestly, pretty straightforward. If you're getting value from this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This is the kind of practical, tested information we focus on. No fluff, just what works. If you combine this with one more approach, results improve even further. Earlier I mentioned processed organic inputs. Even in hydroponic or semi-hydro systems, having access to stable, pre-processed organic material allows you to experiment with biological enhancements like teas and extracts. That's where tools like the electric composter come in. Instead of dealing with raw waste, you get a consistent base material that can be used in controlled ways. It's not about replacing hydroponics, it's about enhancing it. Closing. At the end of the day, growing tomatoes isn't about tradition. It's about results. Soil works, but it comes with limitations. When you remove those limitations and take control of the growing environment, everything changes. Growth becomes faster, yields increase, problems decrease, and most importantly, you understand exactly what's happening in your system. Try this method on a small scale. 1 plant, 1 container. Compare it to your soil-grown tomatoes. The difference will speak for itself. If this helped you rethink how you grow, subscribe to the channel and share this with someone who's serious about getting more from their garden.